Shikamaru is one of the smartest characters in the entire Naruto series. His intelligence is so threatening that he almost did something that no one else in the series came close to doing, not even someone like Naruto or Sasuke. You're probably wondering, what is this thing that Shikamaru almost did? I'll explain after I go over some of Shikamaru's feats. Even though Shikamaru is one of the smartest characters, at the same time he's not one of the strongest characters. He doesn't have certain things that Naruto and Sasuke have that make them the strongest characters of the series. He doesn't have a tailed beast inside of him, he doesn't have a dojutsu, and he's not a reincarnation of anyone. But because of Shikamaru's intelligence, I feel like this is what makes him stand out from characters like Naruto and Sasuke, who are practically gods in the series. Because of Shikamaru's lack of physical strength, his intelligence is what helps him win his fights. Like during the Chunin exams with Shikamaru fighting against Kintsuchi. Kin was pretty much able to underestimate Shikamaru since she's already seen his shadow possession jutsu in action, and because of this, she made the fight pretty much one-sided in her favor, until she screws up and then Shikamaru is able to put his plan into action. With Shikamaru controlling Kin, they both take out a shuriken and throw it at each other. Shikamaru then dodges it, and because Kin is under Shikamaru's control, she has to do the same exact movement that Shikamaru does. Thing is, she doesn't realize where she's at, and so as she does the same dodge that Shikamaru does, she ends up hitting a wall with her head and knocking herself out, which gives Shikamaru the win. Shikamaru's next big fight is against his future wife Temari. Now this fight was definitely in Temari's favor since she was stronger than Shikamaru and she knew how the shadow possession jutsu works, so she was pretty much prepared to go up against him. Temari found how far Shikamaru's shadow possession can reach, so she was able to keep her distance away from him. But with Shikamaru's quick thinking, not only was he using the shadows from the walls of the stadium to increase his range, but he also made a parachute using a kunai, his jacket, and his headband to increase his range even more. Even with all of this, Temari was still able to get away, and she came up with a plan to take out Shikamaru. As she was about to make her move, Shikamaru was already 3 steps ahead of her. He used the holes that Naruto made during his fight with Neji and used them to capture Temari using his shadow possession jutsu. Temari is obviously shocked by this because she thought she had Shikamaru on the ropes by getting farther away from him, but in fact, she was just getting fooled by him. Even though Shikamaru pretty much had this win, he ends up forfeiting the match because he was low on chakra, and he said that if he did win, it would just been more work for him. So even though Shikamaru forfeits his match, he still technically won the match, but more importantly, he ends up winning Temari's heart. To rapid fire, the final example of how Shikamaru's intelligence made him a threat was during the Sasuke retrieval arc. Shikamaru was the only one that got promoted to Chunin. He created a well thought out team to get Sasuke back on such short notice and also with limited shinobi available. During his fight against Tayuya, Shikamaru breaks his own fingers so he can break out of her genjutsu. He also figured out what move she was about to make based on her finger position when she played her flute that she used to control the monsters that she summoned. At the end of the mission, Shikamaru gets more motivated because his first mission leading a team completely fails and almost everyone on his team nearly dies. So now Shikamaru is a little bit less lazy and probably even more intelligent than before. Now if you stayed up to this point in the video, 1, thank you for that. 2, you're probably wondering, what did Shikamaru almost do that no one else in the series was able to do? Well, that was take out 2 Akatsuki members, but not only that, he was almost able to take out 2 Akatsuki members at the same time using his intellect. Remember how this whole thing started with Hidan and Kakuzu killing Azuma. Shikamaru blames himself because in his eyes, he should have thought of a better plan to take them down because if he did, Azuma probably wouldn't have died. And then we have this whole thing with Shikamaru not going to Azuma's funeral, Shikamaru bottling up his emotions until his dad tells him it's okay to be upset, which is one of many reasons why Shikamaru's dad is probably one of the best dads in all of anime. After Shikamaru lets all of his emotions out, he decides to go after Hidan and Kakuzu with the help of Choji, Ino, and Kakashi. Shikamaru comes up with a plan that would take both Hidan and Kakuzu down, and it was a really good plan too, because even Kakashi was impressed that Shikamaru came up with such a plan after just one interaction with Hidan and Kakuzu. Shikamaru's plan was to have someone get blood from Kakuzu, and once that happened, Shikamaru would use a shadow possession jutsu on Hidan and get him into a new location, while Kakashi, Ino, and Choji would distract Kakuzu. Once Shikamaru and Hidan got to this new location, Shikamaru would enact the final part of his plan. Shikamaru took Hidan to a new area because he knew Hidan was going to use his ritual to take them down. So Shikamaru's plan was to pretend to get hit by Hidan since Hidan needed to get some blood from his opponent in order for his ritual to go through. So Shikamaru pretended to get hit by Hidan. Hidan thinks he got Shikamaru and got some of his blood and starts to lick it up. After doing all of this, Hidan performs his ritual and expects Shikamaru to die, but it doesn't go that way. Instead, Shikamaru pretends to die just so Hidan thinks that it actually worked. We then see Kakuzu getting affected instead. This is because Shikamaru uses Kakuzu's blood and pretends that it's his. Hidan starts to walk away, dropping his guard because he thinks Shikamaru is dead, and then Shikamaru goes in for the sneak attack. Hidan is surprised at the fact that Shikamaru is still alive, so he continues to go after him, especially for the fact that he believes that Shikamaru is about to hit his time limit. Before Hidan is able to strike, Shikamaru uses his Shadow Pull Jutsu, which pulls Hidan in with a bunch of wire and a bunch of paper bombs. But not only that, to top it off, while Hidan is hanging there, Shikamaru reveals that they created this giant hole under Hidan before they went and caught up to Hidan and Kakuzu. Shikamaru then throws the lighter at Hidan, which causes the paper bombs to explode, and now we have Hidan in the giant hole with his body blown to pieces under the rubble. And then we have Shikamaru giving one of the most coldest lines in Naruto ever. When Shikamaru is done talking, he uses another paper bomb to blow up the hole some more, so Hidan would get trapped under even more rubble. And after this, Shikamaru has officially taken down Hidan. Now, if Kakuzu didn't have multiple hearts and he just had the one heart, Shikamaru would have essentially taken out 2 Akatsuki members at the same time. But I feel like the reason why they gave Kakuzu multiple hearts was just so we can see Naruto using Rasen Shuriken for the first time. But yeah, if it wasn't for the multiple hearts, Shikamaru would have been the only character in the entire series to have taken out 2 Akatsuki members. But not only that, he would have taken out 2 Akatsuki members at the same exact time. This is something that someone like Naruto and Sasuke didn't do. Yeah, Naruto and Sasuke have both fought against Akatsuki members, with Naruto fighting the 6 Paths of Pain, who was controlled by Nagato, but with the 6 Paths of Pain, they were already dead, they were just being controlled by Nagato. Naruto and Nagato never fought against each other. Instead, Nagato sacrifices his life so he can bring everyone back to life that pretty much got killed by the 6 Paths of Pain. Sasuke, he fought against Deidara, but he didn't beat Deidara. Deidara he blew himself up because he couldn't beat Sasuke, and then Sasuke against Itachi. Sasuke didn't win that. Sasuke didn't kill Itachi, it was Itachi's illness. This is also interesting to think about because Naruto and Sasuke, neither of them have killed an Akatsuki member. The only ones who have killed Akatsuki members were Sakura and Granichio against Sasori, Kakashi finished off Kakuzu, Shikamaru took down Hidan, and Konan got defeated by Obito. Everyone else either died because of an illness or they went off on their own terms, like Deidara and Kisame. So yeah, even though Shikamaru isn't the strongest character, he did almost manage to beat 2 Akatsuki members at the same time. This is something that no one else in the entire series has came close to doing. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on Shikamaru almost doing something that no one else in the series has done. But yeah, I pretty much got nothing else to say, so I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for my other discussion videos, also for my reaction videos. So if you're into any of those, definitely subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, you know, the whole thing. So with all that being said, again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, see ya.